What's going on, everybody? It's the Sons of PlayStation here. You got internationally known Johnnyx, we got Fai-Mob, and we got Base Bandit 94 here playing Uncharted 4. We're here to give you guys our impressions while we play the game. That way you get a little bit of footage as well as our thoughts on the actual multiplayer experience. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off to Fabian to kick off the gameplay and the conversation.
What's going on, YouTube and our fans of Sons of PlayStation? This is Fai-Mob here, and we're about to go ahead and play the Team Deathmatch. Pretty much the preferred matches that we actually like to play because it's more challenging when you're on the team versus the other modes as capture the flag, the ranking matches. I mean, you pretty much get to do your same old jazz when you're playing any other multiplayer. Except with this one, though, I feel like it's overwhelming to the fullest. Once we get in here, you're going to actually see what I'm talking about for the moments. Base Bandit is the one who is streaming this, so you're going to actually see from his perspective, but I'm no doubt about it that he's going to go ahead and get into one of the situations that I'm like, this is one of those moments where you're like, damn, you cannot get any more realer than that. But so far, I mean, the multiplayer is, from my perspective, it is one of the best. Like, it's real. It's not BSing with any of this flying around to imaginary future weapons that you're never gonna ever fucking see play with. You know, it's basically the old classic weapons that coexist today. The only thing is a little different. It's just the mystical like runes. Like that's it. Like that's the only thing I can say that's totally different. But it makes sense because it's like an Indiana Jones vibe. You know what I mean? Like you can't say you're going to make this Uncharted 4 series based on the whole principle of finding treasures that are out there and yet not have something of the relevance, you know? It doesn't make much sense to me if you didn't put that in there.
Right.
So thank goodness that they actually did this time. And, I mean, seeing them for what they're worth, they are a little, you know... You know,
right.
I actually like them a lot. The Mysticals, you know, they have the ability to change the dynamic of the gameplay. You got stuff like the Spirit of Jinn, which I haven't had a chance to try yet, just because I really like the Curse of El Dorado. But the Spirit of Jinn helps you, you know, your movement around the map changes for whatever period of time that's enhanced. In the Curse of El Dorado, what I use it for is basically to flush enemies out. When you're playing the game, you'll notice that it forces you to bunch together because you don't want to go run and gun, going all solo and everything, because you will get jumped. You know, you'll run into a whole bunch of enemies that'll be significantly overwhelming, and you'll get killed. So you got to roll with your team, and they will be doing the same thing as well. So, say you do accidentally run into them by yourself, at that point you got to go ahead and make a decision on whether you're going to run or flush them out. My Curse of El Dorado actually enables us to tag them, so the rest of the enemies, or the rest of my teammates rather, will be able to see them.
Right. No, you know, I agree with you. I like the Mysticals, but for those watching, the game that we're normally going to compare this to is Call of Duty. Just want to get that out there so you guys are like, yo, what the fuck are they comparing this shit to? But, you know, it's... I love this game, the multiplayer. You know, if you compare it to Call of Duty, it's less bullshit. You know, everything is smooth. Everything is fluid. I love it. I love how you don't have to be... You have to be a team player. This isn't a one-man show. You know, just like Johnnyx said, you have the Mysticals, which pretty much could change the dynamic of the game. Now, the Curse of El Dorado flushes enemies out, just like he said. The Spirit of Jinn makes you run like a fast motherfucker. And then there's another one. What is it called? The Cindamonte Stone? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
It revives all of the people who are down. You know, so the mysticals can change the game. I mean, they can also be, you know, ineffective, but you know, you'll have that at times. But another thing that I like about this game is what you just saw here is you can down a player and then you also have a chance to either get up or get KO'd. Now, the reason why I love that so much is that you don't automatically get the kill. So you can, when you're down, your teammates have to act like teammates. They have to pick you up. And the reason why they need to do this is, you know, to not only keep you alive, but if you die, the opposite team gets that point. So you have to act like a team, and you have to just be helpful and pick your teammates up. Now, is there anything else that you guys want to touch up on as far as the multiplayer?
Oh, I feel like well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Johnny. What I was gonna say is, yo, bro, we bros for life, and that's what happens. The mindset,
Yeah,
Johnny
it
X,
does
you take it
happen.
away.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like jump off of what Base Manor was saying. I do agree. You know, like he said, it's all about teamwork, and he brought up a very good point that I neglected to mention about the reviving. The way you score points is by knockouts, which is basically killing somebody while they're down. So if you don't revive your teammate, that's potentially a point that you're leaving on the board. So it forces you to work together as a team. But I'll let you go ahead and take it away, Fai-Mob.
Well, I was gonna say that with this particular game, a lot of time is that this is more realistic. Like when you're aiming and you're killing people, like when you're trying to get those kills, you have to aim, but it's not like you have this aim assist like some games have it, and I feel like that's more beneficial. But with this, you have that free mode aim, and it kind of gets a little annoying because you're like, fuck, I need to get this kill, and you're shooting at like random, but it doesn't help you, you know?
Right.
And I mean, it gives it that different vibe, you know, and you get used to it and you adjust, and it makes it more pleasant, you know?
Right.
Now, there's other things that you gotta take consideration too, like, you know, where they actually allow you to, say if you have a landmine, or if you have a grenade, or anything of the mix, you can have this free aim moment. So if you're like, say you're hitting down your, what was it, L2, and get ready to fire it, it'll position it for you, which is good because you know how you throw anything of the sort, like pretty much like if we're compared to Call of Duty, you throw in your grenades, flashbangs or whatever, and you're just throwing it, but you don't really have a direction, like you want to place it. This actually gives you that benefit of doubt, and it makes it fair for you when you're playing, you know? And I mean, that's a little good thing to have.
Right.
That type of aiming sort. But, I mean,
You know,
as far as this game goes, it's pretty fucking legit.
It really is, you know, not only and any videos that we make that touches up on Uncharted, we're always gonna mention this. The fucking graphics, like the way this shit looks is just unbelievable. I mean, you can't get any better than this game. So that's one thing, and the fact that this game looks this good in the multiplayer is saying a lot. You know, there's one thing to have a game look good story mode wise, but have it look almost exactly the same in the multiplayer is really hard to come by. So I think Naughty Dog did a really good job on that. You know, another thing that we can also touch up on is the melee is fairly difficult, you know. And I can't be the only one that fucking thinks this, because, you know, in Call of Duty, it's fairly easy to get a melee kill, whereas here, you pretty much have to Rodney King beat down on somebody and, you know, need your teammates. And it's always going to come back to teammates, you know. And right here, you guys see this mystical. It's the Spirit of El Dorado. It's what was I gonna say? Oh, so melee's very hard. It's at the end of the day, it's all about teamwork. You have to you play as a team, focus as a team. You have to do shit together. Things aren't. You can't do things by yourself. It's going to be really hard. Nothing is ever easy in this game. Speaking on the multiplayer, it's just you can't go out here and have a one-man show. It's not going to happen. You're going to come across people and teams of like 3. All right, I'd like to see you guys do that shit on your own, okay? Because that's just not happening. You're gonna get beat down like a bitch, and this game is challenging, and that's what you need to look forward to in a multiplayer. Things can't be easy. That's what Call of Duty lacks of. It lacks the challenge. Things can get easy at times, and then you also have fucking cheaters, but that's besides the point. So besides the melees and the what were we talking about earlier? The mysticals, sorry. What else did you guys want to touch up on?
Well, I mean, I want to go and clarify like what Base Bandit was justifying with the melees. It does bring the essence of you're actually doing this if you are facing someone hand-to-hand combat. Now, granted, you do have a weapon in your hand, so I mean, you're either pistol whipping someone, or if you have an assault rifle, you're using the butt of the assault rifle to actually get the kills. But when it comes to the person that's down, and in order to get that KO, you gotta kick them in the face or the body, which is a little bit challenging because usually you do have your classic nut huggers that do the beat down rush on you, gang style, and that's the part that like he basically was saying that it counts. Oh shit! Hold on, shit's about to get real. No, I'm sorry. There was a moment. Oh jeez. But like I was just attacked by 2 members. They usually come in pairs, but this game is very. I agree. It is challenging, but it makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it always the same.
Exactly.
Especially with what's going on the regular with the challenges that they have posted daily. I mean, everybody's challenges is different. I mean, I gotta complete, a few more downs with a stoner weapon, and it's a gun, not if we're talking about getting high-wise, but then I have to do a couple downs with grenades and landmines. Versus Base Bandit and Johnnyx's, they're probably different because they probably completed theirs.
Yeah.
But that's the principle. It's always something different. It's not going to be, oh, you got to do this shit today, and then you go back tomorrow. Well, it's the same shit,
Right.
So
it keeps you engaged.
No, go ahead, Johnnyx.
It keeps you engaged, and there's more than one way to go ahead and win. The active treasures around the map is something that's very welcome, just because it doesn't keep you out of the game if you're having a string of bad luck for a part of the game that you can't get any kills. You can still get enough treasures to the point that you can use for stuff like the mystical or the Chintamonte stone or anything like that to bring yourself back into the game. And those little challenges help you with relic points to unlock custom stuff like new skins for your characters, new camos for your gun. All that stuff is unlockable through extended gameplay. So it's definitely, it does something to keep it, I guess, fresh, like you guys were saying, and keeps you engaged into the gameplay, which is something I appreciate, because a lot of the other gameplay from other multiplayers, it seems like it's the same thing over and over again. It's do this, do that, and it doesn't reward you. You get a double XP every now and then, or
Right.
they have a challenge every now and then, but this has a challenge every day.
And
it also has
No, go
new
ahead.
skins and everything every day. No, but go ahead.
Something that we didn't mention is the fact that you don't level up as a player. The things that you use level up, so everyone's going to be different. other games have players level up individually, and I think what Uncharted multiplayer succeeds at is the fact that people don't level up, their guns do, and the things that they use do. So it's not like, okay, you know, you're level 14, everybody unlocks this, or you're level 20, everybody unlocks this. You know, so it gives, you know, like we always say, it gives that fresh feel. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody's play is going to be different. Everybody has different guns. There's the different level of experience there. So that's always fresh. What do you guys think?
I think you hit it right on the nail. You know, in building up your weapons and stuff like your mysticals, it builds up what you use the most. So, for example, I was saying earlier that I use a Chintamonte stone quite often. So you'll see that my Chintamonte stone actually goes ahead and marks people. So once they take damage from my Chintamonte stone, they get marked on the map from their teammates to see. So the more you use an item, the better it becomes. Same thing with your guns and everything. Like my AK-47 has fast reload. I have the option to get bigger clips and so on and so forth. I don't have that option with other guns that I have not used, but it's just something that's realistic. You know, if you're going to be using a gun, you're going to be getting better at it. Now you're not going to, of course, it's not so much getting better as it is unlocking stuff, but it goes along the same principle. It rewards you with whatever weapon, mystical, perk, or whatever you're using.
Right.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Well,
I mean, I agree with all you guys. I mean, this game definitely brings all the elements that are different to the table, and all you gotta do is experiment. Like, it's a forever going game. Holy shit! Hold on. Okay, yeah, it's a game where I'm gonna be cussing my ass off, but I mean, it's typical because I don't know what to expect. It's not. I'm never experiencing the same moment like how if I was to play Call of Duty. I know exactly what to expect, but this is like random of me. Like right now, if you were to see my screen, I was literally like begging for my life, trying to run and hide, not trying to get killed or get that KO, and it failed because it was it.
right.
Nope, you do it. But anything else you guys want to add to this? Because this game it's a game to get. That's all I can just about that.
That
I
pretty
think we're
much.
forgetting the most important part, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Face Man. The most important part is that it's a crucially fun game. I haven't had this much fun playing a multiplayer in a very, very long time.
And you know, that's the thing. Like, I completely agree with you. Okay, when you play any other multiplayer, and I will specifically call out Call of Duty, sometimes it gets frustrating. And I think the main reason for that is because there are legit cheaters. There are people who want to be beast mode in that bitch, and they fucking cheat, and it's frustrating. You always lose, you always suck, there's something wrong with the game, multiplayer wise. And then there's nothing new. It's all the same shit all the time. Whereas Uncharted 4, it doesn't seem like that. You can literally get no kills in a game, and it's just fun. You have a good time. There's a different vibe to this game that there is to other multiplayers. And, you know, just because we like the game, we may feel a little bit different than other people, but I think it's one of the best multiplayer games, hands down. Or games in general. Story mode, multiplayer, anything. This game is damn near perfect. And, you know, some people might disagree, but that's what I think.
I am one of those people that completely agree with you. I mean, that whole stream we did earlier that you could check out on our YouTube page in terms of the first 2 chapters, amazing. It's like a freaking movie.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And that's very hard to come by. You know, when you watch the trailers for certain games, you're like, oh damn, that looks really good. And then when you get the game, you're like, doesn't look so hot now. Uncharted 4 is so different. It's it looks great. It is one of the best looking games I've ever played, and I will always say this is probably one of the only games that I will recommend paying the full $60 for. You know, it's worth it, and you guys will have a lot of fun playing this damn game.
And let's talk about that free DLC. One of the very few games, I know other games have done it in the past, and one of the very few games that once you buy the game, you're going to get everything that comes out for the game afterwards, minus the single player expansion. But in terms of multiplayer, when you're playing with other people, you're going to get all the additional maps, all the additional game modes on top of what they've already offered with the game when you first buy it. I mean, why not get the game? Naughty Dog is showing you exactly what you mean to them. They care about gaming. They're not trying to do a cash grab, for the lack of a better word.
Yep.
And they put out a gem. I can't appreciate it enough. I love this game.
Anything you want to touch on? Sorry.
I feel like when it comes to DLCs, though, that is an important attribute because I want to have fun playing a game and be able to obtain and play the DLC. But I mean, if you're a developer and you already put the time and effort to create those DLCs, why are you charging us extra for it? Like, why should I spend more money in putting into something that I'm barely gonna play, you know, all the time? Granted, I mean, I do play like the DLC that I caught for the season pass for Call of Duty, but I mean, I paid the season pass, but this is DLC that they're giving you literally for free.
Right.
Like, I'd rather take that for free and still know that they want me to keep playing. Even though this game, I don't see how I'm going to stop playing because there's always something new to play, you know? And something new to achieve. Holy shit.
Right.
But I mean, it is a good attribute to have, and all games should be that way. I shouldn't have to be fucking copying out and paying your bills. You know, I already paid your bill once, and it was a hefty bill. Why do I, you know, I shouldn't have to keep doing it. Now, I mean, if it's for a cause, bet. I would do that, you know, I understand. But I mean, come on, it's part of the fucking game.
Right.
You know, think about it like this. When did Super Mario Brothers and Sonic have DLCs? You know, they were just straight
the whole game.
Exactly. You know, you play, and then when they made more games and made them a lot longer to play, that was the thing. They made it to the next level, but you're adding more to a game that we already assumed is completed. So if you're adding a DLC to it, I shouldn't have to pay for that extra DLC to keep playing the game. You should just be like, here you go. You know?
I agree.
So, I mean, that's my take on that.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we all can agree on that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure everybody in the world can agree on that. But you know, we can touch up more on that later. But you know, this game is a must get game. You know, I love the game. Never gets old. I don't think it ever will get old. But you know, I think everybody should go out here and cop this game, even if you are hating a little bit. But just this game is perfect, man. And I know that's hard to come by these days, but it really is. And Naughty Dog did a damn near good job.
Yes, it did. And I mean, I can't wait to see more of what we're going to be in store when the DLCs come out. And, you know, hope that people keep investing into this game, like buying it and supporting them so they can make more stuff down the road for us. But I mean, other than that, if you don't get this game, something's wrong with you. Because you're missing out.
I completely agree. But before we close this video out, look, man, y'all are, when you guys tune into this YouTube channel, man, y'all are getting raw shit all the time. So no edits in this video. Everything's going up. Whatever you guys see, whatever you guys hear, all raw, nothing scripted. That's what you guys get. That's what you guys came to see. All of our opinions. But
exactly.
That's what it is here at the Sons of PlayStation. We want to give you guys something fresh, new to the table, and that's what you guys just got.
Come on. Who else were you gonna pick?
That's right. And for more of that freshness, that keeping it real, like no other channel out there is doing it. Keep it locked right here, Sons of PlayStation.